Prince Charles learns how to shoot poison darts in Borneo 208. When in Rome, they say, do as the Romans do. When in the Bornean jungle to visit native tribesmen, it was only polite for the Prince of Wales to join in a spot of friendly dart blowing. The prince, who was visiting Sarawak with the Duchess of Cornwall as part of a tour of Asia, gamely seized the chance to try his hand at the skill, wielding a long pipe resting on a stand to take aim. Encouraged by his wife, who reminded him not to accidentally suck the dart in, he took aim at a small target a few meters ahead of him. Taking time to prepare, the prince blew out his cheeks to let the first dart fly and hit the target. Although it did not quite hit the bullseye center, it was successful enough to draw praise from the expert tribesmen around him, who murmured encouragingly. Prince Charles tries his hand at dart blowing during a visit to the Sarawak cultural village in Borneo. Chris Jackson Getty. A second shot was close but unsuccessful, with the prince laughing self-deprecatingly at his attempt. As he had to go on the practice range, the prince wiped his brow with his handkerchief in 32°C heat and said, "I ran out of puff." He asked his instructor how far prey could be hit by a dart in the wild and was told they could strike a lizard from 2,030 meters. "Do you lie in bed and practice on the lizards on the ceiling?" the prince wondered. "I think I need some practice, but we are most grateful." After missing his second shot, the prince laughed at his attempt. Chris Jackson Getty. Normally loaded with a poison dart, the weapon is used by the Penan people and others to hunt everything from wild boar and lizards to monkeys. But for Charles the deadly substance was not used, and he happily got to grips with the 5-foot-long blowpipe, following a demonstration. The prince and duchess were greeted by whirling tribal dancers as they arrived at a Sarawak cultural village and given gifts of handmade beaded garlands. It was the first time that either have been to Borneo, famed for its endangered orangutans. Accompanied by the chief minister of Sarawak and senior managers of the cultural village, the couple were also given a tour of the area, looking into traditional Sarawak longhouse dwellings and watching cooking and craft demonstrations. The Prince of Wales and Duchess of Cornwall laugh with locals at the Sarawak Cultural Village. Chris Jackson Getty. The Sarawak Cultural Village that the couple are visiting is a living museum that reconstructs and conserves the traditional lifestyle and architectural diversity of Sarawak's indigenous tribes. The 17-acre site rests at the foot of Mount Santubong and encourages visitors to learn through engaging with culture. Meeting with indigenous tribal leaders, the prince spent time discussing how to preserve their customs and traditions in the changing world. Sarawak has 7 major tribes, each with different dialects and ways. The prince is given a garland by a child in traditional dress. Chris Jackson Getty. The duchess, meanwhile, retired to a large hut to sit with leaders' wives for conversation and a glass of water, before admiring arts and crafts. She was so charmed by a woven grass bird, in the shape of the swiftlet known locally as layang, that she plucked one out to pose for a photograph. Skilled craftswomen demonstrated making a basket from leaves to cook rice, weaving colorful threads to make in a band sash, the sewing of a bright head scarf, and a hat made from softened tree bark. The Duchess of Cornwall is greeted by a child at Sarawak Cultural Village. Yui Mokpa. One man played a sope, a stringed instrument he had made himself, while his neighbor carved small sculptures. Visitors were invited to try a range of local dishes, including tapioca mixed with sugar into cake-like bites, and brightly colored Chinese angku glutinous rice with bean and nut filling. The Duchess admired a table laden with gifts for sale, including bracelets, beads, purses and pepper. The prince and the duchess were greeted by tribal dancers. Yui Mokpa. The prince and duchess were treated to an Iban warrior dance known as the Najit, believed to have been in existence, along with the Iban tribe, since the 16th century. As they departed the village, the royal couple were offered a lift across the picturesque lake on a raft, paddled slowly by tribesmen.